this amazing castle wall. And just like that, we're in Diyarbakir. Diyarbakir is a Kurdish majority city with a ton of history. So the Romans used to occupy this area, and we've got some amazing Roman stuff to check out. We've got city walls, we've got castles, and we've got some old inns and places that travelers used to stop at over 500 years ago. So let's go check that out.
Diyarbakir is a city located in southeastern Turkey. It's a predominantly Kurdish city with a storied history spanning many empires. The Armenians, the Assyrians, the Ratu, the Armenians, the Persians, the Mendes, the Seleucids, the Parthians, and the Romans have controlled the city. In fact, the Romans built the largest city walls in the world here.
Right behind me we have the city walls of Diyarbakir. They're a lot bigger than I expected, so I can't wait to get up there and just see what it's all about. They go on for so long too, you don't expect it.
But that's an adventure for tomorrow because we got in a little bit late and there's an amazing restaurant we just have to make it to. The first thing you notice when you step out onto the streets of Diyarbakir is the energy. It is vibrant, it is busy, and people are everywhere. There's shops selling famous Diyarbakir watermelon, something that they're known for all around Turkey. Merchants on the side of the street selling sandwiches or whatever wares they have. It is busy, it is energetic, it is vibrant, and it is alive. And I love it.
So now we're at a restaurant called Chi. It's supposed to be one of the better restaurants in Diyarbakir, so we'll see how good it is. But the decorations and the atmosphere just definitely holds up.
And boy oh boy, this restaurant did not disappoint. Chi is one of the better restaurants in Diyarbakir, and in fact it might be one of the better restaurants in all of Turkey. It has a wide range of food, and it is set in the perfect environment. It's a historical hammam that dates back hundreds of years. It's been renovated and polished, but it still has that old school feel. The meals were amazing for everybody, and the price was, again, phenomenal. It cost only about 10 USD for the full meal. In addition, at the end of the meal, you get a coffee that you can only find in the Diyarbakir and Mardin region.
Alright, and this is Diyarbakir by night. We're on sort of the main street here. You can see it's pretty actually alive. During the day, it's like 100 degrees out. It was 108, which is like 43 Celsius, but at night it gets a little bit better, and people start to come out and enjoy themselves. Don't think it's a drinking city though. This street back here is being remodeled right now, or renovated, whatever you want to call it, so it's not quite as busy here, but this is actually like a very vibrant city at night. It surprised me. Cool, really like main boulevard. You can walk down and take in the lights, do some shopping, get some great food. And honestly, some of the food here is spectacular. We went to Kurdish, amazing restaurant. I think you've seen some shots of that. Yeah, it's actually like a pretty awesome street. Not dead by any means. And right now it's 9:41 on a Wednesday night. This street is currently being renovated, but you've seen some shots from the other street, and that's even better than this. So yeah, definitely a cool city to visit. It reminds me of Istanbul a bit if you go to like Beşiktaş Street or something like that. Not with the drinking, it's not a drinking street, but it's a pretty cool street.
And for anyone interested in how much a trip like this might cost, let me tell you, it is cheap. Well, that world-class meal that you just saw cost only 10 to 15 USD, the hotel deals are even better. A hotel with a view like this was only 180 Turkish lira or 10 USD. Every city in Turkey is famous for certain foods. For Diyarbakir, those foods would be watermelon and a specific dolma that's made using dried pepper and eggplants. But now it's time for an early morning visit to those famed city walls.
So this is one of the awesome things about Diyarbakir. They've got these city walls that stretch for 12 or 13 kilometers. These are actually the largest walls outside of the Great Wall of China. And as far as city walls go, this is the biggest city wall you will find anywhere in the world. And they're in insanely good shape. So most of these walls are actually fully intact. Look right here. So as you can see right there, this wall back here, fully like intact. There's a little bit of crumbling, but overall really good shape. And you can see right here, like they've set up a nice little cafe out here. You can come up here, get a coffee, get some water, a tea, if you're into hot drinks in the middle of summer, which is when I'm here. It's 108 degrees out right now, so don't think I'll be doing tea or coffee. But yeah, it's insane to be able to go over this history and actually see the use cases that they found for it. So yeah, they've set up hotels here, they've set up cafes, they've set up shops, all over the place. Anywhere you go in Diyarbakir, you've got these city walls, and they've turned them into something modern, something cool. Look at this. So right in here, you have a classic Diyarbakir setup. So this behind me is sort of a classic Diyarbakir like evening setup. You get your blankets on the ground, you got some pillows, and you got a small table right here. Except it's set up inside of the city wall. But yeah, this is a classic Diyarbakir setup. When you go through parks or anything like that, you see the locals out, they've got their blankets down, their pillows down, and they're just having a coffee, having a tea, chatting with each other, and sort of having a good night. When we were out, like people were out until maybe 12, like midnight on a Wednesday, just hanging out in the park and talking with each other. It's something you don't see in most places of the world. The internet and a lot of technology sort of replace that human element, and here they've got it, which is really nice to see. So yeah, I'd love to stay and show you more of this amazing castle wall, but we've got to get going to the next stop because it's something just as exciting, and it's getting really hot out here. So Diyarbakir overall though is a pretty cool city. Like these city walls are something I haven't seen anywhere else, and the fact that they've actually found really unique uses for them, that's something that I haven't seen anywhere else either. Usually it's just the city walls. You come up here as part of a museum pass or something like this, but in Diyarbakir you come up here as part of your day. If you want to get a water, hang out with a friend or whatever, this is where the locals would come, and this is where you can come too. So yeah, it's quite something to take in, and I like it. I like it. One thing to note though, the city has had a bit of a troubled past, so there's a bit of a war or battle, depending on how you would describe it, that happened right in this area. It's majority Kurdish, so there were some issues with that, and the Turkish military came in. I don't know much about the politics, but you can still feel a lot of tension in the air here, and what you'll notice is there's a lot of military stuff going on, right? You've got a lot of checkpoints, you've got a huge military base out here, and you've got a lot of sort of very well-equipped police officers. I don't have any videos or any photos or anything like that because it tends to be a really bad idea to take pictures of the police and military operations in areas where people are a little bit skittish. But yeah, overall, I've felt completely safe here, so take that for what you will. Like, there's nothing here that's led me to believe that there's any danger or anything like that. Just a little bit of a troubled past, and you can still see it on people's faces and in their actions. There's a little bit more tension here than most or pretty much any other part of Turkey that I've been to. So that's one thing that is worth noting. I don't want to skip over it. But yeah, let's get on with this. Just down the street from the cafe, this is another piece of the castle wall. You can see it's a little bit popped open here, but you can still sort of go in. You can see here. Let me show you. So you can see it's in a little bit of disrepair there, but still, like, you don't see that too often, and this gaping hole is the exception and not the rule. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend going in. I wouldn't recommend going in there. There's a sign that literally says "Caution: Falling Rocks," and it smells. So yeah, that's the city walls of Diyarbakir. Definitely the reason you're going to be coming here to visit if you do come. I think this is probably the most touristic piece of the city. These walls, just walking along them, knowing the history happened and seeing the condition they're in, it really gives you an idea and a feel for how this city once was when it was under Roman rule. Right? So back behind me you have the mountain gates, which are the famed gates of the city of Diyarbakir. Unfortunately, they're under construction right now, or reconstruction, so we're not going to be seeing those, but if you come here, probably worth checking out, I'd say.
As we walk the streets of Diyarbakir, the storefronts beckon. They get spices and sweets from all over the region. Syrian, Arabic, Kurdish, and Turkish. It all beckons. But we're running late and we've got a Midevil inn to visit. So let's go.
Hoş geldiniz. Buyurun. Meşhur Bey. Buyurun.
Alright, and behind me is the Hassan Pasha Inn. Over 500 years old. This is the perfect place to come if you're looking for a drink, a meal, or a little bit of nargile, otherwise known as shisha. This also seems to be where you can get a lot of touristic items. So if you check out behind me, you've got a bunch of souvenirs. So if you're looking for souvenirs from Diyarbakir, this just might be the place to go. Or if you're looking for a quick coffee, drink, or whatever, it's a good choice for travelers for the last 500 years. So you probably can't go wrong.
And while the covers over the courtyard did give a nice reprieve from the sun, it was even nicer to go into the gold section and get a little bit of air conditioning, because boy oh boy was that needed. And on the way out of the city, we had one final sight. The Hevsel Gardens that had been supplying the city with subsistence for thousands of years. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to Diyarbakir for the amazing experience.